Hello, hello.
Oh,
Sorry.
we're all here.
All right.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of O Faces. I'm your host, Mrs. Mocha, and we're back on the Dirty Girls Corner with
Carrie.
And Megan.
Sorry, I've got to do like a mic check. I feel like
Can you not hear yourself?
I can hear myself. I'm just a little echoey.
You always say that. I think that's your
brain's
California. I think that's your California sober.
You have an echo in your brain.
Maybe that's what it is.
She needs to get a dick in there in her mouth so it kind of fills the space a little better.
I need some holes filled up so that the pressure in my head
That's what it
doesn't
is.
create an echo when I speak.
Facts.
That's what it is.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Dick heals sinus infections. That's what I heard.
But it does cause strep sometimes too.
I guess it all depends on the dick, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So hello, we're back
Hi.
as usual.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Speaking of dick, have you guys gotten any lately?
No, but Pierce guy's coming over Sunday.
Oh. This is someone you've played with before?
Pierce dick.
The one I know?
Yes.
Oh, I know
Yes,
you're talking about.
yes. I've
Oh.
shown you guys pictures of him before.
Interesting.
The
Yeah.
one that I've
Yes.
played with?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He moved back to Georgia.
Yes, I know. He's been messaging me.
This is your first time?
In a long time?
I played with him when he lived in Georgia before,
nice.
and then
Okay.
He moved to Florida for a
he
while.
moved away, and he's
Yeah,
back
he was
now.
one of my first. He was my first BBC on my OnlyFans.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. That'll be a fun weekend.
I don't know what's happening. We're getting some static here today.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'll try not to move. I feel like when I move, it starts.
It's your
I wonder-
magnetic personality.
Is it
Oh my god.
pull that part maybe, so it's not hanging so much? I don't
Yeah,
know.
that might have helped. Yeah.
We're trying to pick out some porn, guys. I'm sorry. You know, we always have technical difficulties.
Let's see that penis.
What about you,
What do you-
Megan? Any?
I
Play dates
actually
lately?
have not. I've behaved lately. I went to a party and, well, actually, no. So I actually went to party and trap, but I wasn't able to play because I was spotting and stuff.
Damn.
And normally I still like do some stuff anyways. If the guy's fine,
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna say.
it depends on where I am or who's the person.
Right.
Lots of times they're like, I don't care, come on. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like soak it all in today. I just want to be a fly on the wall. Like I
Nice.
never do that. So Tommy had his little fun and I kind of helped initiate some stuff and get stuff going. But I kind of just watched. I sat back
Fun.
on the chair and watched it trap like a whole
love
orgy
it.
happen. And that,
I love it.
yeah, I'm always like right in the middle of that.
I
so.
love it when those kind of orgy situations get started at trap. There's so much fun when it's organic and it just kind of happens. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, and then
that's
Tommy
very
ended
hot.
up in it too. So I was like, "Ooh, yeah, get it,
Nice.
baby." Yeah.
Nice.
It's always nice when your guy has a good time. It always seems like when we go to trap, like Mr. Mocha, of course, has a good time too, but it's not usually as good as my good time because I'm
Yeah.
like, I like to dance and drink and get naked and be crazy all over the
It's
dance
my
floor.
perfect space.
Yeah, and then fuck. And he's like, he walks in, he's like, so are we going to talk to people for 5 seconds and go fuck? Like, I don't think everybody will do that.
You guys,
Yeah.
if you guys come in there, everyone wants a piece of your 5 seconds. So you guys,
So you barely get to fuck
yeah,
because
it's like 2 a.m. and they're still out there chatting with people.
I have to say that sometimes I miss being like
Anonymous?
like nobody knew who we were because we could just walk in, fuck, and leave.
That's how I feel like it would be now at Trapeze because we haven't been there in well over a year.
there's so many new staff, but some of the old staff has come back.
That's what I've seen on social media.
The bathroom selfie.
Yeah.
Did you see that? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know where she is.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, if you know, you know. I'm like, we know. We know. You back at trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like trapeze is fun. I think just like towards the end when we were going to trapeze, we felt like it was more of like a social hour. It wasn't really.
Oh, no, I'm getting naked.
No, I'm getting naked,
Yeah.
but I'm not necessarily getting anything inserted.
I'm finding someone to climb on or something, or suck a dick under the bar or something. I think I've only gone to trap. Well, this time I watched, but I danced a lot, and I kind of like almost helped a couple times. Like I was kind of, putting hands places and things. I was the assistant. I think I was a fluff. I did fluff a little bit. I was a little bit of a fluffer at one point.
Doing a quality fluffing job.
Yeah, but I think there's maybe only 2 other times where me and Tommy ended up just fucking and not fucking other people.
We've done that before too. But
I always find me something.
We always went into like the group room and honestly, we did that because we had kids at home. So we knew that we could like go in there and just be as loud as fuck and no one cares. Yeah. And we didn't have to like go home and have ninja sex, as we call it, which is, like, don't creep the bed. Yeah. Don't move this. Don't go there.
Don't moan too loud.
Yeah, exactly. Or somebody's at the fucking door like, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're fine.
We would be better if we could be loud.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sometimes, well, that's how we looked at it, because we used to go on date nights, we'd go out and do a couple things, and by the time we came home, it was probably the same amount of money as if we went to trap. But yet, when we go to trap, it's almost like a hotel room too, because you get to fuck and be loud. Either fuck other people or fuck your spouse, like whatever.
And you get some snacks.
Yeah, and dinner. Yeah, dinner is fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And they have breakfast if you stay long enough, which I always do.
Breakfast is phenomenal.
I always used to stay for the grits.
Yeah,
my grits are so good. Yes, we're from the South because they literally are like swimming in butter and cheese.
Yeah,
give me cheese.
Trapeze, just so you guys know. So you always wait to eat breakfast after you fuck.
You get come on, guys. You get dinner, you go dance, you drink, you fuck, then you get breakfast.
And they have condoms.
An experience. And lube.
Yeah.
And
like
everything.
everywhere.
And wipes. And mouthwash.
Yeah.
Like, even
in a
floss.
shower.
They even have fucking
How
floss.
much are we getting paid for this trap endorsement right
Exactly.
Trapeze. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you know how many people have tried trap because we sent them
same here. They used to call us like on a weekday and be like, hey, Thursday nights are slow. Can you guys get some people to come? And I'd be like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we would just like send a bunch of messages like, hey, we're going to be at trap. That's how we met Carrie and Steve.
Oh, okay.
Was because we were doing like a small Thursday meet and greet and a bunch of people showed up and they just so happened to be there.
See, y'all are good. You like hosted stuff. I don't want to host. I don't want to do that. No, that's too much work for me. I want to be able to go do what I want.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, even if there's pros and cons. Pros, you meet a lot of people. Cons, you don't
get to play as much.
You can, but there's like a certain, with SDC, it was like a certain amount of time you had to be at the desk,
up
like
front,
promoting out. It was like till like 11 or something like that. And then after that, you could go do whatever you wanted to. But I don't know. Then you host, and then like you said, like Carrie said, we could walk to the dang bathroom, and I'd tell Mr. Mocha, like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom. 45 minutes later, I'll come back because there's 20
Everyone's
people that have stopped. And I'm not complaining about it. I enjoy talking to people because lifestyle is like...
See, I never do that to the host, though. I literally give them a hug, say hi, and then I walk back.
That's because you're always on a mission.
Yeah.
Not everyone's on a mission.
Let me get my drink. Let me go scope out, see what I want tonight.
You probably already have like a developed relationship with the people that are hosting, so you don't really feel the need to glom onto them and take up all of their time.
Well, I guess I assume you're just saying hi and like they have other shit to do and say hi to other people.
That's the whole point of hosting, right?
What was that? Self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
I'm like, I'm not going to stand there forever.
Think
that I'm their VIP person coming to talk to.
Here's the thing. I'm just nice and I like to talk to people. So, and I don't want to ever like be rude because I remember being the new person and new person in Atlanta is like, there are cliques here. I won't say always, but there are very cliquey people, or there are certain people that won't talk to you because they're like, oh, they're new, or no, they're probably not doing anything, but you don't know. Those new people.
Man, we fucked on our first time at Trap.
We've fucked so many newbies that I can't even count.
If I see a newbie, I always try and like help them because when we went to Trap, we didn't get a tour. We didn't know what questions to ask. We had no idea what we were doing. So when I see that deer in headlights look, I do. I'm like, do you want me to show you around? Like, let me tell you, and then I introduce them to people. Like, I try.
Yep.
But I'm not the host. I want to stand up there. I want to do what I want.
Yeah, facts.
You're a volunteer.
Yeah, I'm a volunteer.
exactly.
I'm a co-host.
She's trying to do
I'm
that
good in
so
the
she can
co-host
get some.
position.
What is that called at art museums? The person that kind of like the volunteer position where you usher people around and tell them about the artwork, but they don't get paid to be there.
Is that a curator? No, that's who decides what art goes
I can't
there.
remember.
I
But
don't know.
that's what you're giving.
I'm
You're
the
giving
slut.
tours.
I'm the
you're
slut
giving
tour.
the tours, but you have no affiliation with trapeze whatsoever.
Look at that. Our porn went to black all of a sudden.
Oh, it knew what we liked.
You guys, you and Tommy would be awesome tour guides, though.
Yeah.
I can totally
Yeah, but I
see
want to
that.
do it on my own terms. I don't want anyone telling me what to do.
Listen, we needed those dollars at the time, so we were like, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
Oh, I didn't know they paid you. Okay, this is a different story.
For
Let's
SEC,
retalk
they
this.
used to pay you like a certain amount to do it that night, and plus you didn't have to pay to get into the venues. So for us, when we had a bunch of kids, and we are not rich people in any way, shape, or form, so it was
some
a way
guy
to
said
get
that
into
on
places.
Twitter. I said something about we go to trap, and they're like, oh, so you're rich. I'm like, definitely not. I have 3 children, and we are very not there.
Yeah.
No, like swinging is an expense.
Well, and
people.
I think in a single guy's mind, trapeze might be.
Oh
Yeah, because they pay quadruple
But I'm
the
like,
price.
just definitely not. Nope, that's not the case. But
Yeah.
I'm dead. But so we should talk about what we're going to talk about. Lifestyle and politics.
Yeah.
So we're going to give an example. We're not going to name any names, though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we never do.
Well, there's 2 different examples.
Yes, I'm thinking of 2.
The first example.
Are we ready?
I feel you looking at me. And
Yeah.
I was not looking at you. The first example. So when we were having oh my God, I can't even think of what it's called right now.
Pandemic?
The presidential election.
Oh.
Okay. I know that everybody has their own opinion. Okay. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. That is what it is. But I think during pandemic, people were so pent up and at home that
They let some stuff fly.
They let some stuff fly on some lifestyle pages.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about social media pages.
Yes, social media.
Private groups that are designated for lifestyle relations.
Right.
But they were talking politics.
And it turned into just we're on those groups because we want to see nudes, or we want to see new people, or you meet new people from those groups.
Sexy fun. Sexy
but
fun.
if
Happy
you're
fun.
posting
your outlet for sexual stuff.
So if you're posting about whatever is happening with the abortion stuff right now, if you're posting about that, is your opinion, and you're allowed to post whatever you want to post on your page. But me personally, I don't think that necessarily always mixes with lifestyle, and it's just my opinion, so no one get all crazy and unfollow me on Twitter.
No, I think most people would agree that is it's like there's certain things that are very people have very strong opinions sometimes. That is one of the situations, like religion is one, politics, like there's certain situations where it's like people, they usually feel a certain kind of way, and they are very strong in that type of feeling.
Right.
Yes, it's just your opinion doesn't have to be my opinion.
Yeah.
And we're all in lifestyle together, and I don't recall ever being in lifestyle and someone not playing with me because I liked this politician instead of that politician, or I agreed with this or I agreed with that. I never even talked about that stuff at a lifestyle club. So I agree in your own private, intimate conversations. Yes. If that's something you guys agree on and you want to talk about, do that. Mm-hmm. So good. Yeah. Great for you. But it's just, for me personally, we maybe have a different opinions on things, and you may be turned off by me because I don't agree with you on that. Yeah. Then we've just fucked up lifestyle, but we fucked 20 times and now you don't like me because
it's funny to me because we're so we should never kink shame. You could want to chain someone up and punch them in the face and come all over them. And that's, no, we can't shame that. Nope, that's fine. Accept that. But if you disagree politically, then that's, nope, we can't be friends. I can't ever fuck you again. Like,
right.
To me, it's the same. Like, you have your views, I have my views. I'm very, like, all over the place. Like, I can see situations. I'm very gray. Like, I see that situation is different than that situation.
You're an ideas person. You're not. You look at each idea specifically.
Yeah, I'm like, those are specific scenarios, right. And you can't put, like, to me, like, it's very hard to put, like, anything to the extreme. And I feel that way kink-wise, too, probably. It's like, I like a little bit of everything, right? I'm right in the gray. I like everything. I like to taste it. I like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You go to the right, you go to the left.
But if you take anything to the extreme, then it's probably too much.
Right.
So I guess to me, like, it's kind of the same. Like, why can't we not shame politically like we don't kink shame? Like,
I don't
everyone
know
can
why,
be different. That doesn't mean you're a bad person or something like that.
I don't know why politics are so... there's so much passion behind politics. Like, there's just so...
I don't know either.
Yeah, so I think, everything is so easily fueled right now that bringing those conversations into lifestyle, it's challenging. And I'm fine with everyone kind of having their own opinion and wanting to have those conversations, but that's really honestly one of the reasons why we got off of social media and a lot of those lifestyle groups, because there were things starting to happen, under the surface that was a little disconcerting. I mean, you guys know that we had some issues with friends. Really
close
good
friends.
Really good friends.
That you'd been friends with for a while.
Yeah, where politics unfortunately divided us. So
in my mind, I saw y'all as like, that was like your best friend.
couple.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, y'all did all the things with them.
We went out of town with these people several times, and they're still really wonderful people, but politics did unfortunately kind of cause a situation that I don't think our friendship could bounce back from. So,
which is not fair. In what world have you? Well, let me not say it that way, okay? Because then I'm getting a little politicky. But who has? I've never. I guess in lifestyle, I've never said, "Oh, who'd you vote for?" Well, I'm not fucking you if you do that. Or I'm attracted to you or I'm not attracted to you. And I think the fun thing about lifestyle is that you can
all be very different. You
can be yourself, but you don't have to be yourself. You have your vanilla person, which may be you may be a fucking politician for all we know. That's fine.
Yep.
But when you come into lifestyle, this is all fantasy. We're fulfilling fantasies. So unless you want to role play being like the president or something,
you never see people really talking about it face to face. Social media is definitely online. The conduit.
Yeah.
So I think one thing that we learned very quickly when we first got into lifestyle, we were getting all of these friend requests on our personal vanilla accounts, and we'd accept them from lifestyle people because they're like, "Oh my god, so and so wants to be like vanilla friends with us," and we really didn't post a lot of. It was a lot of kids and dogs,
Yeah. That's about what mine is.
Right. We didn't care that lifestyle people were seeing our real
normal life,
social media stuff. When politics started to play a part, all of a sudden, that's when things were getting divisive, when people started talking about it on social media and they were following those private accounts. I almost wanted to take a stance and be like, maybe you have your own little separate lifestyle account and then you have your own, your real life account. Because it gets very heated and it's unfortunate. And, I'm thinking of a situation where, physical violence is being threatened.
Oh, jeez.
So we're just going to say the example. We're just not going to say any names at all. There was a person that was in one of our groups that got very heated about the presidential election because someone was posting on their own personal page. They were posting, what they like or what they agreed with or didn't agree with. Now, whether or not you're extremist or you're not an extremist, it's not my job or anybody else's job to tell me or tell you like what to believe in or what not to believe in. Mm-hmm. So this person posted political things that he agreed with, and the other person did not agree with that. And the other person started, we'll say tried to cyberbully this person and basically threatened physical violence, as Carrie said, during this time. Like, what? What? Yeah. You're threatening to punch someone in the fucking face on this group.
First of all, how old are you?
Yeah, exactly. And these are adults that are doing this. And of course, the person that was posting was the bigger person and just kind of laughed it off. But like, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And so the incident has happened again. I guess like 2 or 3 times. So this one particular person just...
Oh, is it the same one? Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So
okay, gotcha.
This one particular person keeps doing this. And like, what? But I don't understand the passion behind it, because eventually lifestyle is a small community. You're going to see these people and you're not threatening small men. You're like going after ex-military dudes saying crazy shit. Like, that's not a good choice. But yeah. I mean, but why so much hate when we're all here to not be non-judgmental? We're here to fuck. We're here to have a good time. We're here to socialize with each other. Like, why be such a dickhead about it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I will say, too, that one of the fortunate things about lifestyle is finding those few people that you do feel 100% comfortable around, that you can have those kind of intimate relationships where you can have those political discussions and maybe things get heated. Mr. Mocha and my husband.
That was an awesome day, though.
Things can get heated and you can still, text each other that same night and be like, we're good, bro. Everything's fine.
Yeah. What was the meme that they said? That what you walk out of, get in a fight with your best friend and you walk out the door and say,
I hate you, motherfucker. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. So like, I think that's a healthy debate, but the threatened physical, it's okay. We're not saying don't talk about that at all, because a lot of our close friends are in lifestyle.
Yeah,
so,
but I think it needs to, those conversations are conversations that probably, again, keep that stuff off social media. Mm-hmm. Not only are you...
Well, and if it's on someone's personal page, that's their personal page.
You chose to get on there.
They can post whatever they want. If you don't like what they're posting, unfriend them.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you can still be friends with them on the lifestyle group page, but not personal friends with them. Right. Then you don't have to see their memes or the stuff they're posting if you don't agree with it.
It's super easy to unfollow someone.
Yeah, very easy. If you don't like it, just click a button, people.
You're not only when you're raising it to that level of extreme and passion where you're getting very heated and maybe verbally abusive or threatening violence or whatever, like when you've gone to cuckoo town, like maybe, you need to take a step back from having those sorts of conversations with anyone about in lifestyle. You're not only turning off the people who oppose you politically, you're also turning off people that don't want to be around that kind of crazy drama.
Well, we went to our friend's house and they had like a cup that had, some kind of political stance on it to kind of let you know what they thought. Mm-hmm. And you could tell like they were putting, dishes away and it was out. And they were like, sorry if this, if this isn't how you feel or it offends you in any way. And you could tell they were like nervous for us to see that cup. And I was like, I don't care what you think. Like, that's fine. You can believe whatever you want to believe.
We still gonna fuck each other.
Like, as long as you are not like, for all you know, I believe the same thing. But like, I don't care what you believe as long as you are kind and nice to me and respectful. Like, if you're going to, no, I'm not. Yeah, I don't want someone yelling in my face and cussing at me or telling me that I believe certain things, but.
Or that you have to believe that.
Yeah, like, just I'm allowed to think whatever I want to think.
Yeah.
In any capacity of my life. I can raise my children the way I want.
Yep.
You can raise your children the way you want. You can be in the lifestyle. You don't have to be in the lifestyle. You can have same room swap, or you can have go fuck everybody.
Listen,
I don't give a shit, man.
Megan's running for senator of lifestyle.
Exactly.
I mean, that
Definitely
was a political stump
not.
speech right there.
Nope.
Like,
I'm not a
lifestyle ambassador.
I'm co-host material. I'm vice president material, not president.
I
no.
love it.
I really I agree with that, though. I think that you are always entitled to your own opinion.
Yep.
And how you feel is how you feel about something. And we're not here to tell you don't do this or do this, but lifestyle is not about drama. And I think that some people bring political view when they bring political views or any just whatever they believe in into lifestyle, that it can cause issues between other people because somebody else may feel complete opposite, and your BFF is not your BFF because you were honest about what you like. So I don't know, for like I said, for me, myself, I don't discuss those things, but I'm also not, I don't like to debate. Mr. Mocha and Steve love to debate.
Yeah.
Story time. We're going to side note here. Okay. So during the election, well, I don't even remember what it was about, but I get a phone call from Carrie, and she was like, girl, I am so worried right now. She was like, I literally hear Steve and Mr. Mocha screaming in the front yard. And I was like, what? What the fuck is going on? So, long story short, they got into like a heated debate about whatever. But Mr. Mocha also likes to push buttons, and he loves pushing
What? And
Steve's buttons.
Steve doesn't? Yeah.
Steve loves to argue.
Yes.
They're both so calm
She
and
was
don't
like,
like any
I thought they were going to
confrontation.
scream it. I thought they were going to slap each other. One of them was going to hit each other. I was like, damn, it must be serious. And Mr. Mocha came home just like nothing happened. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And he's like, oh, well, me and Steve were just having a debate. No big deal. I was like, what?
And then they
hell?
moved on.
Yeah.
And guess what?
And it
They're
was
still
done.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like that you said that lifestyle is a place for no drama, and in whatever form that comes in, whether it's relationship drama, political drama, like whatever.
Yeah.
That's really, that needs to be lifestyle's like little motto or
Logo.
tagline.
Yeah.
No drama, like legit. Lifestyle is, we're so lucky to be in a community where you can escape all of the stuff that weighs you down on a daily.
Yeah.
And political
The
shit
last
weighs
thing
you
I want
down
to think
on a
about is
daily.
political stuff.
No drama.
Now, we all are about empowering sluts and
Yes.
all that kind of stuff, but that's
Yes.
sexual, right? Like
Right.
that goes
Still
along
lifestyle
with
related.
the lifestyle.
Right.
So it's like we're trying to break barriers in that way, but I don't want to think about like super responsible stuff. Like when I am at trap or I'm at a house party or I'm fucking,
slut mode.
I want to just like have a very clear brain.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just doing pleasure things.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anything that interacts with that. Like let me just keep that a good happy space for myself.
Right. Because we've even been to like trap.
Alleviate stress.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been to
Bring
It's a
it into
stress
the environment.
reliever.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been to trap or just a house party where there's been a couple that's had like super drama, and we just so happen to be with them, and I'm like immediately, let's go home.
Yeah.
Let's just go home because you've
This is gonna
totally
be
just
bad, yeah.
we've just messed up the vibe for the whole night. Like I'm not dealing with you crying while I'm trying to ride a dick. Like that doesn't work out.
Nope.
nobody's going to, I mean, some guy might like that. I mean, that's on them.
Yeah,
Again, to each their own.
Yeah.
But that
No
totally.
judgment.
Yeah. That totally fucks up my vibe. And my pussy's like the Sahara Desert. Like, okay, time to go home. Yeah. And again, I'm all about helping my friend if it's something dramatic. Because Mr. Mocha and I are not perfect in any way, shape, or form. And there's been plenty of times that
You have a moment or something.
yeah, I called Carrie or Megan wanting to choke him in his sleep. But, I mean, like, usually, like, lifestyle stuff is our, like, fun time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I hope that's what it is for the large majority of people that are in lifestyle. Like I said, you know, we are so lucky to, you know, Steve always likes to say lifestyle does kind of take you to another level because you really do have to be a little elevated in your mindfulness, right? You know, we're tackling some heavy shit. You're stepping out of social conventions, right?
Yes.
So it's supposed to be a place where, you know, I almost think of like Eyes Wide Shut, you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of walking into that whole, it is kind of a fantasy. And so bringing political stuff or any sort of drama into it is just such a downer.
Right. Yeah. And I
am literally married to the most political human being on the face of the earth. So,
yeah, but he knows there's a time and place,
absolutely,
though. Yes.
Absolutely. So it's, you know, it's frustrating, but I was, you know, when we talked about kind of talking about politics, it made me think of a few episodes ago. I think it was the episode that Trina was on. We were talking about something about a blacklist, and I was like, oh, yeah, we have a blacklist. Couples that we won't fuck. And unfortunately, you know, it's because of political stuff.
And that's
you were
why
saying you hadn't heard of.
It's not because they're horrible human beings.
No.
It's simply because, you know, relationships have been tarnished.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you've said something like, I don't think I've ever like, oh, you believe this, so I'm not going to fuck you. I've heard people say that.
Oh, I know.
They've seen something on their private page, their personal page, and they're like, I don't agree with that. And so then that person, which, I mean, I get that can be a turnoff, right? If you don't agree with something or, you know, depending on how extreme they are, like, I get that that's a turnoff, but I've definitely heard that before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play with that person anymore.
We had lifestyle friends tell us that people reached out to them on SDC and they were like, you know, are you a such and such supporter? Because if you are, we can't play with you.
Oh, geez.
We don't want to give the other party pleasure.
Dead.
What? Are you? That's what they said, the other party pleasure?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. To me, I'd be like, well, never mind.
Yeah, they were
even
like,
if I agreed with the same thing you do, that statement makes me not want to fuck
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
If you're looking that detailed into my life, that if I say the wrong thing or I look at you the wrong way or I wear the wrong outfit, you're gonna totally write me off. Like, that extreme, you know?
That was where the friendship issues came into play with us. What we felt like we couldn't be comfortable around those people anymore because they were offended by things that had been said.
Yeah.
So I don't. Once we reach a point where we don't feel comfortable around you anymore,
can't be yourself.
Because
you shouldn't have to filter
yourself. I don't want
yourself.
to offend you. We don't want to offend you. We want you to feel comfortable, but we also want to be able to be ourselves.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you could say or do to Megan or I or vice versa that
this is why we love you guys.
that we would be like, oh my God, I'm in shock that Carrie wants to fuck her cousin.
No, that's never shocking.
Like literally, we're
like, bitch, I'll video that shit.
Yeah, who's gonna be the video camera? But
that's really the most shocking thing I can say, and I've said it on here on multiple.
I don't know. We
occasions.
talked about the donkey show too. The donkey show or the fucking the cousin. That was probably the
which is worse.
I mean, there's still more things we could talk about.
We're about to talk something else that could be a little bit
controversial.
We're just having a little night. Let's see if we can push some buttons over
I
here.
know, right? I was like, let's put the two
let's just put them
super
both
serious
together.
subjects together. Yeah.
I mean, we'll still make it slutty and fun, so it's fine.
But I do have to ask because we got some people on that might that might, is there anyone else that has an opinion on lifestyle and politics? Anybody? We got some people on that wants to just say how you feel about it, or how you would handle a situation, or how you have handled a situation like that.
Maybe not.
No one. Oh, okay.
That's right.
Bueller.
Yeah. On to the next subject.
Well, we can talk about porn really quick because
Yeah.
did y'all watch it at all? Because I was very distracted
Why
by
was
how
she
good that
barely-
dude. No, that dude was eating her pussy like a fucking champ, man.
He was, but why was she barely riding the tip of it? Like, I was
I don't
so
know, but
lost.
she kind of looked like a blonde Miley Cyrus to me.
Oh my God, I love Miley Cyrus. I love her.
I was just watching him eat that pussy. I was
My
like,
kids grew up on Hannah Montana. I love
damn.
Miley Cyrus. She is. I love her raw sexuality. She. Is
oh
just-
yeah,
she
she
puts it out
owns that
there.
shit.
Yeah, I love
I
her.
didn't particularly love the phase she went through where she was always wearing that grill because she just was always like sticking her tongue out like really crazy and had this grill in, and I'm just like, honey, no, it's not working for
Dolly
you.
Parton's her godmother. Like how amazing?
Really?
Yes. How amazing is that?
Oh man,
Like that.
Dolly
is just,
Parton is fantastic.
I know.
She's like,
talk about.
she does so
embracing
much
your-
amazing
Yes,
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her.
Sorry, I'm not trying to get off on a tangent.
No, you're
right now,
not.
But talking about eating pussy, can I ask just really quickly, how do people feel about a bush? A nice full bush.
Well, as a bi woman, do you want my opinion?
yes, you eat pussy. I want to know.
I'm actually not gonna lie. I've never gone down on a girl that had a big bush. I really haven't.
Is it just because you don't have women? Just a lot of women don't have.
No,
them?
I've never had that situation happen to me. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's be honest. I'm the kind of girl where if that's what you got and I'd already like put in the work and like made out with you and touched you all over and we're going for it, I'm not gonna back down after I see a big bush.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go to town, man. I'm
Just
gonna
pull
do what
them
I gotta
lips
do.
open.
I know.
Yeah, I'll be like, let's go.
I know pubes in the
but-
mouth can be frustrating because it's happened on occasion with dudes.
Oh yeah, with balls and stuff sometimes.
Yeah, but like I'm leaning towards like letting things go native.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah?
going to say, for me, for guys, I don't want a ball throw.
Yeah, for me, like I've only gone down on girls that were pretty much waxed or shaved
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I've had a landing strip before,
Yeah,
but for me,
I'm
me
keeping
personally,
it trimmed up, and I'm keeping like the little landing strip area
Yeah.
for right now. But I don't know, like I'm just my pubes are soft.
I wish everyone could see my face right now because everything Carrie says, some episodes are so shocking. I think it's all on her level of stoneness
I mean-
because she cracks me the fuck.
like unless you're gonna let us feel them, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm thinking I might let them grow out.
I let mine grow
Little bush
grow
Carrie.
out for 2 months, okay? But
Oh, but yours is red. I kind
it
of want to
doesn't-
see yours.
no. But it
There's one girl
didn't.
I follow that has red.
It wasn't a lot.
Oh,
Because
really light.
I think it's over the years I've shaved so much that like
was
it
sparse.
almost grows back like an old man's head. Like there's like
Patchy.
little sprayy hairs everywhere, and I'm like,
some
It's like a
pube
desert
Rogaine.
with a few like
Yeah.
sprouts every.
exactly. So mine doesn't grow back like into a bush. I found that out the hard way. But now that I waited that long, I only shave like once a month now, and it's barely there.
Oh wow! No,
yeah.
Man.
mine grows fast, and it's just like I make sure I get everything shaved right before play date.
Yeah, that's what I
day
do.
of, and I used to love going to get waxed, but I haven't even been doing that because you guys, there are men listening. They don't want to know about the upkeep of a pussy, but it is a lot.
Yeah.
No, they need to appreciate the work
Yeah.
that we put in for
Yeah,
them.
well,
and
I
then
think-
y'all don't even fucking eat some pussy, man.
think
Come
men-
on.
Well, see, that's the thing. So I had a play date with my regular, and it's been a couple of weeks since we've had a play date. And when you mentioned,
Wait, I have a question about your regular. Mm-hmm. Did he stop trying to do that multiple orgasm thing?
oh my God, this last time was so much better.
Okay, good.
Thank God. Anyway, so
All right, continue.
When you mentioned eating pussy, it made me think about it. He is really good
Mm-hmm.
at eating my puss. So,
The puss.
I casually mentioned while we were getting amorous that I was like, oh, I've got a full bush going on down there, and he didn't eat my pussy. Which he doesn't eat my pussy every single time, but I was like, I wonder if that
deterred him.
Yeah, I wonder if me mentioning that, he was like, no, I'll pass. Or maybe it's just because we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks and he wanted to wreck my pussy, which he did.
Oh, yes. Must have.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Wait, didn't you say?
And literally bringing politics back into it, Steve just happened to be home when the regular came over, and I see them out in the front yard talking, and of course
Oh, you told us
Steve's
this.
arms are flailing
Oh, God,
as
yeah.
he's talking politics. So,
He's like, Steve's talking politics
I'm
with
like,
my
yeah,
regular.
I texted you guys. I was like,
the hell?
at least let the man fuck me before you get him all riled up talking.
I don't know. It
political
might
stuff
help
with
him fuck you better if he gets him all worked up.
Yeah, well, I guess it did because it was a great time.
He's like, fuck this bitch. I'm
like,
about to tear up her pussy.
I don't agree with her husband. I'm going to fuck this pussy.
There's an exception to every rule, and perhaps that was the one situation where politics was a
Encouraged.
positive.
It
Yeah.
helped with the
positive
puss.
in lifestyle.
You needed to piss him off bad
Yeah.
enough to get some
He's like
mad.
giving you that angry fuck.
Yeah, you
like,
need a mad dick.
like makeup fuck,
Right.
but
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
regular.
I'm telling you, I used to be so good at that with Mr. Mocha. I have
Getting him
slacked
all
on my game.
being bratty.
Oh,
getting
I
him
would-
all feisty.
Oh, no, I would like intentionally lie about stuff so he would catch me in the lie and fuck the shit out of me. So, yeah, brattiness.
Oh
yeah.
no, I'd be scared to
You
do
playing
that.
some next level.
I'd just be a little sassy.
One time I
crazy.
lied about something very small, but
I'd
I
be scared
knew
it would backfire on me.
I knew he was going to find out because his cousin told him. So I could tell that he was upset the whole day.
You tried to fuck his cousin, see?
No, I wasn't even that. I don't even remember what the lie was.
I know it.
So I thought that he was going to be mad enough to make me go home. Well, he didn't. He was like, just come back to the house with me. And I was like, okay, which was super weird. So we get back to the house. Oh my God. He's like choking me and throwing me on the bed, and he's calling me a lying whore and slut while he's fucking me. He's like, you lying bitch. And I'm like, and he's fucking me like this.
You're like, yes,
This is great.
I am.
Yeah.
Do it good.
So I wasn't sad about that in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not saying that I could have that anyone could just do that to me. Let me
Maybe
just
that's
announce
why,
that.
Maybe that's why people get into the heated political arguments. Maybe it gets them sexually amped up.
I don't think
Maybe.
so because I feel like all those that I have heard, they end up not being friends or never fucking.
Yeah, true story. True story. Carrie's trying to make light of things.
They literally made a leftist group and a right group after all of that stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
There is
so
a
sad.
separate,
Well,
there's the regular lifestyle group, and then there was the right, the left, and then I think now there's even
a middle.
The middle.
yeah.
Yeah. We
I'm
just
like, can I'll just be in all of them because I like
in all of
all
them.
y'all. Can I just be in all of them, please?
I like everyone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But we should go on to the next.
Oh, the next.
Yes.
Okay.
So here's
the
the deal.
next topic.
Here's the deal. So we're going to talk about race play only because I've had, and I think Megan's had quite a
Yes.
few people ask on Twitter if
Multiple
we're
platforms for me.
if we're into race play. I always say no, but we had a short discussion on the deck
Oh, yeah, on your back patio.
before we
Back
came.
porch.
Yeah, before we
Yeah, I was
came
kind of
downstairs.
like define race play. Like I just wanted to know what your definition of race play was.
Mine is more of an
Is
extreme.
it kind of like scenario based where you're role playing?
It can be.
Okay, so we don't want anyone to think that we're uneducated, but this subject we don't have a lot of
I only know what the guys who are into it have told me.
yes. So I can't, and I only know what, like you said, the same thing.
Yeah.
What people have
Our
said to
own
me about it.
experiences.
Yes. So
We did not necessarily seek out trying to
Do that.
learn about it,
Yeah.
find out about it.
It just kinda
do any
happened.
of that. We've
So-
had people request or ask us about that.
So here's a story. All right. Mr. Mocha and I get invited to a gangbang. Chick was like super awesome. And I know we've told the story on there before. And so we get into the party because the lady originally didn't invite me. But then she found out that he was married and she was like, oh, well, if your wife's in the BBC, yeah, let her come too. So We go.
Okay.
We have some drinks. There's like 8 or 9 dudes there. She literally has nothing in her living room.
9 dudes.
Yeah, she has nothing in her living room. It's like just open area, okay? All these guys are there. They're all fucking. We're having a good time. Well, then I kind of take a break with like one guy and I go back and we have a drink and we're just sitting there. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. There was one Italian guy there. Everybody else wore black eyes. The chick was white. And then her husband, I think, was a cuck. That's the first time I've ever been in any type of scenario like that. I wasn't freaked out. I'm intrigued by new things. Mm-hmm. So the Italian guy and I are standing like on the side, having some drinks, and I see one of our friends that we've known for a lot of years now over there. I think the chick maybe had like a rape scenario, which again, whatever.
It's your thing?
Yeah, that's your thing.
No judgment.
Yeah. So she is getting fucked, and then all of a sudden I hear our very good friend say, "Oh, you love this N-word dick, don't you?" And I was like, okay. Oh my God. So I turn around and freaked out a little bit because no one pre-warned me. I'd never even heard of race play before that day. Now, this was like 8 years ago, okay? So I don't know whether to laugh. So me and the Italian guy just go outside and we laughed a little bit, only because it was like a situation where I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, oh my God, I hope nobody does that to me because I'm not ready for that.
I don't know how to talk. I talk shit, but I don't know how to talk that kind of shit.
I can't say that. No, so the guy was saying that to her, which was fine. And then she was reciprocating with her own scenario.
Gotcha, yes.
Everyone was consensual to what was going on. So like that was totally fine. So we go back inside. I compose myself. So 3 or 4 other dudes continue on with the same scenarios. The chick was totally into it. The dudes were totally into it. So I think it was a very consensual situation. And I think there are a lot of guys out there that are okay with that. But will people like stop playing? Will other people stop playing with you because you play that way? Or will they expect that you're going to play that way if you play that way with one other person and they've told someone else about it? Like,
yeah,
that's... I can't say that I necessarily have a desire to do that, but what if you tell people that you're into race play or some guys, women, whatever, does that put you in a certain category of people not playing with you?
I would think it would be the same as any kind of kink or any type of like, it's if the person you're playing with wasn't into that, then you wouldn't do it. Like there's plenty of people that are like very BDSM, but they have just regular sex with other lifestyle people because that they're not necessarily into BDSM, you know? So I would think it'd be the same, but once again, someone might hear that and be like, "Oh, I'm never fucking that person." You know, I don't know.
But is it
I wouldn't think of it like that.
People won't do it because it's an extreme, as Mr. Moko was saying, like because it's so extreme, you're not going to do that because you're worried about what people will think about you, or is it because
I'm sure
that
so, yeah.
It's like some form of racism? So this is the deal. I don't want anyone to think again that we're dumb. I'm asking all these questions because I honestly don't know.
Well, I think a lot of it would be depending on the person, like how they felt about it. But
yep,
I think anything between consenting adults is
what you should do, right?
Yeah.
If both people are okay with
other
it.
people should stay out of their business.
Agreed.
And I also think that if word does get around that you're into some kinky, freaky shit, and people don't want to play with you or don't want to, even entertain the idea of getting to know you to play with you, that's on them.
Yeah,
like,
because you can separate things.
There's all sorts of different things that people are into. They're not. I don't think that the majority of people get off on one specific thing, and that's the only thing that gets them off. You can have within lifestyle. There's so many different nuanced relationships and ways to play and how you play with certain people. And I would never let anything like that kind of restrict me on, because you can at least getting to know people.
You can have one partner that you play with that they're really into, you know, let's say they want to get tied up in blindfold. Okay. So you do that to that person because they're really into that. But then this other person, you do something totally different with because that's a different dynamic in a different relationship and they're not into the same things. Like it can be separated, I feel like, but I don't know. Do you want me to tell my experiences with this?
Yeah.
You can because there's the end of the story really quickly was basically we got in the car and I looked after the party? The gangbang. Yeah. I got in the car and I looked at Mr. Mocha and was like, okay, Daddy. Although I thoroughly enjoyed myself, I was like, what the fuck was that? Because I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think we were only like a year into lifestyle together. Of course, he'd been around for a while and I was like, am I supposed to like this or am I supposed to freak out? Like, I don't know what to do. He was in
Is a normal thing.
Yeah. He was like, okay, this is not something that happens every day. So he was like, no, you shouldn't walk around and be like, oh, we did this at a gangbang. Yeah. He was like, because that's something that she's into. That's why she did it privately or in her own house, which I agree with. But again, it's still
You're just talking about it on a podcast.
Right. Well, I mean, she's probably, it was so many years ago. She probably doesn't even know who I am. Yeah. But again, like, I was only freaked out because I guess, I don't even want to say in the South. In general, like you were saying upstairs, we have been conditioned as white women to not say that word.
Oh, yeah.
So how hard is it if someone says, don't say that word, don't say that word, don't say that word, but then you have a male approach you and say, well, I want you to say this word to me because it turns me on. So what do you do?
Yeah. It's a weird position.
Yep. What do you do? Okay, you tell us your story, Megan, and then we'll see if anybody wants to chime in on any of this.
So I've had two main scenarios. I've had more than two approach me and ask me if I was into it. The very first guy that asked me that, I'd never heard of it. I thought he was talking about interracial. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I like BBCs. You know, I had no idea what he's talking about. And he's like, no, I like, and he kind of explained some scenarios and I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I was like, so I kind of, asked him a little bit more. And he's kind of who explained it all to me. But we chatted for a while. I think I talked to him off Bumble or Tinder or something like that. And I told him I wasn't really sure if I could ever do that. I've literally never said that word in my entire life. Like, that is not something you say.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, and I grew up around all different types of people. To me, you're nice, you're nice. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're poor, you're rich, where you came from. I don't care. Are you kind, good person? Okay. Right. You're good with me. Are you an asshole? Then you're not good with me. I don't care.
You could be a billionaire.
Yeah,
and
I could care less. Yeah, exactly. And so to me, that's just how I always looked at people. But I'd never said that word. And I stayed in touch with him. We're friends with him. I talked to him. He was trying to meet up with me. I put him off for a bit. Finally, we ended up meeting up and I knew that's what he wanted. Like, he literally was begging me to do
say
that.
The word.
Yeah. Yeah.
The forbidden word.
He's owning my white pussy with his, and saying it. And I'm like, literally, I had to, he's begging me. And I'm such a pleaser that I'm like, fuck, what do I don't know what to do. So I had to literally force the word out of my mouth. That is the first time I've ever said that word. But he was about it. And I'm like, to me, that's the same as that was his thing. That's what he wanted. I was just fulfilling that need and that kink for him. Mm-hmm. It didn't necessarily do it for me. I have no desire to say that word or do that particularly, but I knew that's what he wanted. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I literally had to force it out. But
talk about being a people pleaser, but
had
like
to an extreme
conflict.
Yeah, it was a weird. That was probably the hardest like kink scenario that I've been in, where that and like some of the humiliation stuff, like that's almost hard for me unless I know that person, that's what they really, really want. And then I'm like, okay, I mean, he like, what am I supposed to do? Like that's what he wanted and he's begging me. I'm like, I don't know. It was an internal conflict. And then, so I played with him. And I mean, it was good and everything. Like he was one of the ones that I was like squirting. He was making me squirt while he was going down on me, and it was like hitting him in the face, and he was just like drinking that shit up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
But, and then I had another person who wanted to do a cam call, and he actually has a pretty big following on Twitter. And
is that the same guy that messaged me that I told you about?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And same thing. He'd asked me, I have another one. I never did it for him, but he wanted like a cam call, like very private situation where I was like just talking all kinds of shit. But like same thing. I like had to really get in the right mindset, almost like of that pleaser mindset where I know this is what that person really is wanting and asking of me, and can I do this? So I don't know, like to me, it really is, I struggled with it a lot. But when they were just very adamant that is exactly what they wanted, I was like, oh, okay.
You're better than me, because I would be like, this is a setup to see if I'll say it. No shit. I'd be like, this is a fucking setup.
Oh
Someone's going to see if I'm going to say the word. They're going to record it. They're going to put it all over the internet. And I'm going to be fucked, because then I'm going to be like, what's her name? The cook lady? Paula Deen. I'm going to be Paula Deen. Someone's going to get it. So like, that is the part I don't want to say it.
No, it doesn't do it for me personally. Like that does nothing for me. It is totally my pleaser nature that is fulfilling that kink for someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. And again, like that's one of those things, like to each their own, but we really need someone to jump on that has experienced race play before and explain a little bit of like.
Well, and I kind of worry sometimes, like, so that one video that we talked about last week where it was that guy, the one guy, and he was surrounded by like 3 or 4 black females, and he was telling that he had a race play thing, like, and he wanted like pretend he was like a slave running away, and then he gets the white woman, the white wife, blah, blah, blah. And the black women just looked so appalled by it, right?
Yes.
And so there's a part of me that as a woman, and like I want to be respectful of people, and I never want someone to feel, like I'm
offended because you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I am not that person. Like I want everyone, I'm going to hype you up. I want you to feel good. Like I love everybody. So to me, I don't necessarily always look at it from the male either. Like, yeah, that man's asking me for that, but like, what does a black woman think when I'm saying that? Like, if she heard me say that, like, would she be like, I think of that aspect as well.
What's the other, let's like think of another scenario with that. So yes, if it's offensive to anybody else that just doesn't like it, okay, but how can you be mad at me when he's the one that asked me to do it?
Yeah.
And if that's just as bad as us saying, don't judge so-and-so, but you're judging another guy because that's what he likes.
Yeah. Whether
or not it's an offensive word or not, a lot of people don't want to say it, but it's not fair for them to be, for those women, I can't say not fair because I don't want to challenge anyone.
It's that whole kink shaming. It goes along with the whole kink shame.
It's just as bad as saying, I'm not going to play with a bi couple because the guy's bi too and he may touch my asshole. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's same. Racism is a big thing. Yes. But just because somebody says that they want to do that, I don't feel like it's necessarily like they want someone to come up on the street and call them that.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
no,
that's something private that you do in your bedroom.
Well, and I think they talked about on another show one time, I think it might have been Keys and Anklets had a bull thing about race play, I think, a while back. And it was, you know, one of the guys was talking about what is it that bothers you about, like, is there something with the BBC that bothers you? It's not the big cock. So it has to be, you know, the big black cock that would bother you, like make you feel a certain kind of way.
Oh, yeah, I heard that episode.
Yeah, and he was saying, like, you know, basically like hot wives that, you know, are maybe they're queens of spades or whatever. And it was talking about how, you know, we're anything but, like, we worship, you know, like, we love it. We're not, there's nothing negative. Like,
I just want to gobble it
yes,
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
just thinking about it makes my mouth water. Like,
Yeah.
so it's, you know, it's like,
sorry.
if you think anything of these women, it's nothing but, like, if you've ever seen them in action for real, like, you're, you know, kings. We want to, like, we love,
Yeah.
it's all positive. It's not anything negative.
I think sometimes the reason people get upset about it, though, is because of negative experiences they've had. So they relate that to other things. We have Ashley that requested.
Hey, baby.
Hi, Ashley.
What's going on, ladies? It's always nice to hear your voices.
Hello, were you
Good to hear
asleep?
your voice.
I am high as a kite right now.
I'm dead.
Yes. If I was at home and didn't have to drive home, I would be too, baby.
Oh my God, he said I'm high as a kite. So, do you have
It
any?
was a long day.
Do you have any like words of wisdom?
Yeah.
Or experiences or something.
So I guess I could touch on a few things I know you guys were talking about. First, I'll say on the political side, because I was listening to you guys earlier. For me, you know, I'm kind of in the middle ground when it comes to it. When I'm not really left or right for that matter, but I'm definitely not the type of person who's going to really do a lot of research and straight up ask somebody like, "Yo, who'd you vote for?" Because I'm not going to fuck you because if that's the case. But the one area that I do like to focus on, because I know it is very politically divisive, is Twitter. Like when it comes to lifestyle sites, I don't really focus on it. But if somebody reaches out to me on Twitter, if they're interested because they may have heard one of my interviews or something like that, out of the blue, and I haven't been introduced to them, then I will definitely kind of deep dive into what likes they have. And
Just to get a feel for them, kind of.
Yeah, just to get a feel for them, to see
your own little
is it
background
football?
check.
There you go. Exactly. That's about as
Yeah.
good as I'm going to get, because this could be a bot. This could be some dude named Larry living in his mom's garage in
Yeah.
Seattle.
Facts.
And you know what I mean? You know, all that stuff. So I kind of want to get a feel for that. That's the only area in space where I do where I'm like, and if I see any crazy red flags on the politics side, I'm like, nope, I can't fuck with you. So, but then on the race play side, I think you guys kind of touched on it when it comes to, so I've done it before, but never to the extreme when it gets into racial epithets. It's usually in the space of just worship of each other's, you know, skin tone or
Like fuck
whatever.
this white pussy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that now see. Okay, so
Miss Mocha says that a lot. Oh, yeah, you
love how you
fuck this white
lead me
pussy,
down that
this
lane.
tight white pussy.
I mean, like, usually people ask me to say that. So, I mean, it's my white pussy. So.
She's talking about her own
Exactly.
pussy, so she can say it.
No, but I can understand how people need to keep pushing the boundary on that extreme. Because I remember when I, you know, having wet dreams as a young man or a kid, and you get into fantasizing about calling a woman a slut or a bitch because it felt so taboo and naughty because you know you weren't supposed to do that, and but it made that much hotter. But
Right.
then when you grow up and you're already incorporating that into your play, what's the next level? You know what I mean? It's either BDSM or you get even more graphic or more humiliating with it when it comes to it. So it could be a power situation, it could be a humiliation situation, it could be a sub situation or whatever, and whoever's getting off on that, as long as everything's consensual, then it's okay. But I've never been in a case where it just heard it out of the blue, in a group session like you had, which was crazy. Oh man!
I mean, I didn't know it was gonna. I didn't.
Up laughing at that.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like, he said it, and I was like, "Holy shit! Did he just say that?" And then he said it again, and I was like, "Okay, I got to get a drink," because I was not ready for this shit.
Mrs. Mocha doesn't have a poker face.
But luckily, they weren't looking at me, and it wasn't focused on me, so it didn't matter. I was just like, "Okay, walk outside." And again, it wasn't that it was like a bad scenario. It was just something new that I never experienced. And I haven't experienced since that day, but I think that was why the lady didn't really want any other women there. But I guess Mr. Mocha was like, "Oh, my wife's chill," or whatever, which I am. But it still just took me by surprise because I didn't, again, I'd only been in a lifestyle for maybe a year. And I mean, we're just now getting to the point where I'm fucking getting spit roasted. I hadn't even gotten gangbanged yet. So I was like, okay.
Well, I like that you said that you were intrigued. You weren't offended by it.
No.
You weren't put off by it. You were intrigued by it. You wanted to know more. So, I mean, that speaks volumes about kind of your lifestyle journey and why we're talking about those kind of topics, because you are intrigued. It's not something where we're trying to put a negative spin on anything.
Right. And just like Ashley said, and Megan, and we've always said it, I think lifestyle, once you get to a certain point, you want to push more boundaries. No matter what that boundary is, you still want to push and push and push.
Or try and test and then go back to what you actually, you find what you really like, but you don't know if you don't ever test it or try it.
You gotta keep dipping your toe a little bit further into that lifestyle pool.
Yeah. Well, and Ashley was saying just calling names like slut and whore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what Mr. Mocha was saying upstairs. He was like, honestly, in that scenario, what's the difference of that's a taboo thing. You don't just walk around calling a woman let me fuck this whore pussy, you little dirty slut.
True.
Yeah.
You don't say that on someone on the street. You'd get punched in the face, but so it's he said he's like, what really, in that scenario, what's the difference? It's both taboo, it's both something you wouldn't normally say to someone, but if that's what the person likes or that's what they want,
again, it's self-awareness and knowing when things are appropriate and when things aren't.
Right.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize was such a rare thing.
Yeah. Ashley, did you have something else to say? I thought you were trying to jump in.
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to agree with Megan on that, or I guess Mr. Mocha on that, because he's right. It's not that much of a difference. It's really just different degrees. You know how second degree murder, first degree manslaughter, all that. There's different degrees, but of course, we get into dropping N-bombs, then that feels like mass murder. You know what I mean? It's whoa, what is happening right?
Right.
So yeah.
So my question to you, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot, and if you're too high to say, it's all good, but as a Black single male, I don't know how to say it, because I'm trying not to be offensive, but what Megan said was that there are a lot of Black women that were super offended by that. Do you think that's fair? If you're asking me to do something and I'm doing it to please you, is it fair for you to be upset? And does that turn into racism? I mean, not to be political.
I mean, nice little button there. Nice note.
She put a little asterisk on it.
Let's see. I believe I am just high enough to answer this correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
You can do it, Ashley. I believe in you.
Yeah, no, right? All right. So, yes, they have a point because of being offended, because for them, I don't think it's, I think for the majority of Black women I've come across in the lifestyle, I don't think race play really is a fantasy for theirs.
Of course.
It's now I know Black women who only play with white guys because, that's that's what she's either used to, or that's what she prefers, or that's what she's attracted to, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I've never come across one that will go into race play with said white male. And I think that's where it gets really into she can't compartmentalize the history behind the charge of that word, and then of course tying it to whether it's civil rights or slavery or whatever. It's like she can't stay in that headspace for that. And but for the flip side, for guys, because at that point she becomes more of a sub. I think for guys, when they're doing that, it's becoming more of a power situation,
right?
For then driving them to get somebody else to say it, and then of course we get in that space. So it's a more of a dominant play. So yeah, so if they were to see that happen, I can totally understand it being very offensive to them in that moment. But at the same time, because it's consensual, if it is consensual, then it can't be labeled as racism, at least in my eyes. You know what I mean? It's different. I can see how she could feel it was racist in that moment, but if it wasn't directed to her, everybody's consensual, and you just happen to be in the room, unfortunately, or overhear it, then that's just your sensitive ears processing that. It's like the way, comedians will drop whatever type of jokes or whatever, and then you will laugh for 40 minutes, but then there's a 2-minute segment where it's like, oh shit, that personally hit me hard. Now I hate this fucking the comedian because that. You know what I mean?
You agree that it's also certain kinks get shamed because of past experiences then?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. It's really, really, because I know women who will just never do BDSM because of, past battery issues with boyfriends.
Your ex-husband beat the shit out of you. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Or dad, alcoholic dad or whatever, because you don't drink. Yeah. It all plays a factor for the most part. Yeah. And like I say, I've never played in that extreme, but I'll be 100% honest. Like 12, 15 years ago when I was jerking off 4 or 5 times a day when I was young, yeah, that was one of those I stumbled across. I was like, holy shit, this is hot as fuck. I'm like,
it's like one of those things you can't stop watching, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's ridiculous. It's like just a credible fireworks show you never seen before. So it's just like, but then of course, it wears off and you go on to the next kink and the next kink, and then you find what you're kind of really into. Right. But yeah, when I first started learning, and I don't even call race play like that. It just happened to be, a random porn online where it was just like, I think it was Shane Diesel who was just dropping N-bombs telling it to go like, holy fuck. Like I just never seen that in that space
context,
before. So that context, absolutely. So yeah, so it was a turn on for a moment, and then I moved on to the next one. And you have to find your lane personally going forward.
Yeah, what does it for you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for kind of going into detail with that, because again, the intent on this episode is not to offend anyone.
Definitely not.
It's only to educate and understand why or how or...
Well, and us learn ourselves as well.
Right, because I always want to be politically correct.
Well, yeah.
On things, because we aren't on hand. Like I said, we're not on here to offend anyone. We just want to understand it.
People in the lifestyle too.
That's because we're like the three chicks that you can't offend.
Yeah, facts there. The only person that can offend me is like Mr. Mocha.
And it's usually just more your feelings.
Yeah, that's usually just my feelings for her. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
We're not trying to offend because we can't be offended.
Yeah. But, I mean, thank you so much, Ashley, for
thanks, Ashley.
Jumping on. Since, Mike from Keys and Anglets has been listening the whole time and hasn't said crap.
Mm-hmm. No, I think there's a part of me that, as the person who, it was very hard for me to say that, but I'm fulfilling the kink. A part of me, like, before we even got on here, I asked Mr. Mocha, I'm like, okay, am I going to get like a lot of shit because I've done that for somebody before? Like, are they going to, like, I didn't know how that was going to go over, but like they literally begged me to do it. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know. It's a different scenario that is
Have you played with this person like multiple times, or this was just a one-time thing?
No, just one time, but I'm still like he's super funny. Like, I talk to him on Snap and stuff. Like, he's a super cool dude.
Yeah.
We had a Blushing Vixen jump on.
Oh, okay. Hey, honey.
Hey, hon. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, like, my perspective on the race play stuff, I got into it, you know, through the Keys and Anklets and saw a lot of the interracial play. And I ended up, you know, getting together with one guy in particular who was very vocal about liking race play. And our approach to just the lifestyle in general is an exploration, you know, and so we play with a DS dynamic. And for me at the first, I was like, well, the race play is cool. It doesn't, like, I like the interracial aspect of it, but I was like, you know, whatever, I'm a pleaser as well. But I found that once we were actually playing and everything, it had a very interesting kind of humiliation aspect to it, kind of pushing me down. And I found that I enjoyed that with him. And it was, you know, step by step, you know, we played real light on it. But as we get to know each other, we would test the waters going further, you know. So I don't see any issue with it necessarily if it's, you know, if it's what you both like. And I agree. It's any other kink, you know. If everybody's game, great.
Yeah.
But
It sounds like, I mean, just hearing you describe it, like you're reaching a level of trust and intimacy with that person, then that's really what the turn on is. Because you're allowing yourselves to maybe go to this taboo kind of place. But
where it normally would be like a bad, hurtful thing.
Right, but you're
making it
it's going to be okay.
Positive, sexy thing.
Yes, yeah. Like it's...
And it's also something like you aren't quotations, I'm holding my quotation fingers up, that you're not supposed to do, so it makes it sometimes more intriguing. Like you're not supposed to fuck in your mom's car in the driveway in the garage or whatever when you're 16 years old.
You're not supposed to fuck your cousins.
Right, you're not supposed to fuck your cousins, but it's taboo. You know, you're not supposed to have daddy.
But if they're really cute, no.
Right, you're not supposed to have daddy issues. But shit,
Yeah.
you know?
I feel like you said, it's just another kink. If both people are, as long as you know the boundaries. I don't know if I would ever initiate that. But I've said it doesn't really in my scenarios that has happened to me, it doesn't necessarily do anything for me. I literally was doing it because that's what they wanted. And turning someone on turns me on, because I'm a pleaser. But yeah, it's a kink. If both people want that, consent to it, you've talked about the boundaries. I think it's good you said you like have slowly kind of tested waters and tried new things and said new things to kind of feel it out and see what feels good to you. So, I mean, that's awesome. That's like I feel like that's the healthy, good way to do it.
Yeah.
If there were a guide on how to navigate this.
Exactly.
But I like that you said that, you know, it's an exploration as well, because that's really what lifestyle is, right? You know, it's finding
what you like,
where your walls are up and how far you're willing to go before you kind of get to that wall. Yeah.
I don't think...
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think maybe it hits me a little different because I do identify more as a sub. So it does, you know, put me more in a submissive place. And, you know, we do play around with, you know, BBC worship and whatnot. And, you know, I really enjoy giving that to him. And you know, they certainly enjoy receiving it. And so, you know, maybe somebody who is more of a dominant or even just neutral, perhaps that wouldn't do that for them, you know?
Well, and that's Ashley said that for males, it tends to go more like it puts you in a more dominant space. Whereas that's what, but I feel like women, like, I feel like a black queen should be like, yeah, you fucking this black pussy, man. Cause I feel like she could own that shit. Man, I feel like Black women are so sexy. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, doesn't Tommy kind of have a fetish?
I mean, let's be honest. Me and Tommy both like everything.
Yeah.
We're both pretty slutty.
You guys are like
have
the
a very
ultimate.
wide range.
I love it.
Are you trying to say something, Ashley, or sorry?
No, I was just gonna laugh and agree with Megan. That was fine. But yeah, there are sisters out there that are like that. They will lean into that inner power kind of mistress.
Man, if I was
dom situation. Yeah. I can see Adam. Yeah, they're the women out there like there's more than BDSM.
well,
realm
just like
at that level. I think more so.
lots of the
Typical
BBCs.
housewives, I don't know.
Lots of the BBCs will be like, it's almost like that. Oh yeah, you're with all the, like, some of the cuck stuff, some of the humiliation stuff, it's like, oh yeah, you can't, your man can't fuck you like I can. I feel like a black woman would be like, yeah, that white girl, she can't throw this at her ass like this. That's right. You like this? Like, I would totally be doing that shit.
No, you're right.
She could totally
right.
take that dominant role.
I feel like the women that I've seen or heard in that and that actually have in that space that they do, they're more into the B and WO scene, and that they definitely take more of a madam or a BDSM role as a dom in those situations.
Yeah, I can see that.
They really out there. Yeah, they exist. I saw a couple actually at Exotica Chicago when I was walking around a couple times. They had that BDSM section. I was like, oh yeah, they definitely get down that. As soon as I saw them, I knew it was good. So, yeah. But it's hot. It is hot. It is hot for real.
Yeah, I actually feel like that would maybe turn me on. I don't know. Just thinking about
Look at her
that.
over here looking like a hoe.
Ooh, I gotta search for your dom now. You got
I'm
me
bad.
intrigued.
I'm like, I might want to watch that. Like, let me see some sexy black queen owning some shit. I think that'd be hot as fuck, man.
I think
Jackie Brown put it on there.
Yeah.
I think I used to be a lot more submissive, but like the older I get, the less submissive I am. Like, I'm still a pleaser, but
Yeah.
I'm also a control freak all at the same time.
Tommy says I'm not submissive. I'm maybe bratty. He's like,
I guess I'm
He's
bratty.
like, you're not submissive.
But I
you
used to
maybe
just-
a brat, but you ain't. He's like,
No.
you say the wrong thing, you gonna flip that switch so quick and be like, what the fuck you just say to me?
That's true. You're probably right.
Megan, I think you are submissive with certain types.
Yeah.
You probably bratty with him because you know him so well.
Oh no, you have to be a special type of man. But no, I can't do it. You just gotta. I have to know that I'm you're respecting me. But
Right.
I'll let you have control if I know you're gonna take care of things.
Yeah, I agree with that. And everyone knows that I'm definitely bratty because of what I've said when we were having
You mean you got a smart mouth?
when we were having a fucking orgy and I told a dude with a
Listen here,
gigantic
little
dick
boy.
to fuck me, little boy.
That's all you got, little boy.
What the fuck is wrong with me? I definitely know that I'm God. What is wrong with me?
You're a brat. You're a little brat.
Yeah. But I used to be a lot more submissive to Mr. Mocha, but now I definitely give him like more pushback on certain things. And even like with certain dudes, I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I can't tell you. I can count on your your hands and your toes and mine and Mr. Mocha's how many times I've turned around mid-sex and told a guy, I'm not doing that. But in the beginning of like lifestyle, I'd like do it, and then later I would complain about it.
Oh, that's still me. I'm like, I didn't really love that, but it's fine. I did
like
it.
the guy that kept telling me to call him daddy. I just met him at Trap. He's fucking the shit out of me, fucking the shit out of me, fucking the shit out. Yeah, who's this daddy's girl? Blah blah blah. Well, I'm mad as fuck because my daddy's outside the room right now, motherfucker. Why are you saying that to me? So I'm trying to be good. The guy keeps saying it, and I finally sit up in the middle of while we're fucking, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to say that. And you're totally like turning me off. He was like, oh, my bad. My dumbass. Now his dick isn't hard the whole time.
I was going to say.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
I probably would just moan and not say
You
anything.
just deflated that.
I'd just be
cock.
like,
I couldn't say it. I could not say it.
Oh, I call other men daddy all the time.
I've never intentionally.
I don't call Tommy that. If I say that, it's usually very sarcastic. Like, oh yeah, daddy. Like, I'm just being stupid.
Oh, no.
I never say it for
I do
real.
call Steve daddy, but
Tommy would fucking laugh at me if I called him daddy.
it's not reserved just for Steve. Yeah.
It was originally like just for Mr. Mocha when we started, but I think I've said it to a few guys since then, but I've always asked before I said it because I
was going to say, did you say it on purpose so he'd choke you out while he's fucking?
Probably. No, but I used to get offended like if another girl said that to him.
Oh yeah, like, no, that's my daddy.
Oh, the first time he brought a video home, and I feel like I'm pretty okay with whatever, but the first time he brought like a video home and the girl said it to him, I went from being extremely turned on to upset.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I didn't think that would hurt your feelings. And I'm like, what? In what world have we ever? Because I'm just very much a communicator. Just tell me like that's something you want. I'm good. We just got to. I need to like process it.
Mentally prep.
Yeah,
for it.
I need to process that someone else is going to call you that.
You weren't prepared for that.
No. So I hear the girl say it in the video, and I just like looked at him. I was like, wow. And he's like, what? So then, of course, it was like a whole thing. Yeah, like a whole, like he had to talk to me for like 3 hours about how it wasn't like a big deal and da da da. You know, whatever.
You're my baby girl. I'm only your real daddy, baby.
Listen, I didn't know what to do with it.
It's okay,
I was totally
that's
like
my
in
Mr. Mocha voice.
I was literally in his like in subspace most of the time. And I wasn't working, so I was like his 24/7 slave. So I can't say it's like really a brainwash, but it was like I really was like playing that role, I guess. So like I'm mad as fuck because somebody else just called you that and we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
So.
No, I totally get. The first time Tommy did anal with someone at Trapeze and didn't warn me ahead of time, I was like, because that's like my slut weakness. It's like the one thing that makes me not a 100% total slut.
Yeah.
Because I can't take it in the ass real easy. Like, that's my weakness, my slut weakness. And so when some other bitch can do it better than me. Yeah, when some other bitch does it so easy, I'm like, man, fuck. She gave you something. That pisses me off. Because it's like, she gave you something that is hard for me to do.
And I'm like, Steve, so then I don't have to.
Yeah, then I want to be like.
I tried to, and he said no.
He said it's a young man's game.
So we're in the room, and he's doing like everything to get that anal. And then he does it, and I was like, oh, just stick in my ass. He was like, no, we can't do that. I was like, okay. I thought I did something wrong. And then he was like, no, I wasn't prepared for that. I was like, okay. We have Jay on. Hey, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
Hey there.
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long ass day. This is a nice end to it.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Did you have anything exciting to tell us about, or did you just want to say
You
hello?
just want to be our weekly guest and try and hit on us?
I had a story, but my phone is like, now I'm looking at my phone, so it's about to die, so fuck. Sorry.
That's okay. You can always tell us another time.
All right. I'll take you up on that for sure.
Okay. All right. We're all here for it. You just got to keep talking to Mr. Mocha. He's the planner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have anything else we need to go over, discuss? Sorry, did I cut anyone off?
I don't think so.
No. Do we need to give out
our
info?
stuff? Yeah, before you press that button, because we're too slow.
Facts.
We are too slow to do it in the time span of
Megan's on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Megan's on New Ventures. Everybody go follow her on TikTok if you're not already.
I'm trying to get some, little vanilla dudes that don't know all the naughty things that I do.
And any of the guys that are listening to the podcast right now, if you're trying to talk to Megan on Twitter, tip this bitch, okay? I don't care if you give her $1.
$1, dollar bills. Yeah,
Tip this bitch.
Man. If you go look at my TikTok, you'll see what the fuck I did.
She's working hard for the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I ran into my garage, guys.
Yeah.
I know. My
She had a little accident.
my boob fund just went down the window. So
Yeah. So if you're trying to talk to Megan,
So what are your handles?
So my TikTok, I actually had it SN Sultry. So my TikTok, my OnlyFans, and my mini vids are all SN Sultry. Mm-hmm. And then my Twitter, if you're on here, you should know, but it's SN Sultry 13.
Yep.
And then I have an Instagram, but that's kind of for the super vanilla-y.
Yeah.
I can't even show my nips on there, guys.
Yeah.
Getting stuff taken off and
Getting
shit.
warnings.
Yeah, I found we did the belt line and there was a little sign that looked like it said
saw
slut
that. Mm-hmm.
in
Graffiti.
and like street art stuff and graffiti. And I did one pointing to it, and I think like for a while they took it down for like a week. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's street art.
That
like,
is
are you
cuckoo.
serious? Like, because I was calling myself a slut. Like, I
Yeah.
found my name tag.
That's
I'm like,
cuckoo.
fucking Instagram, man.
Yeah.
So I don't like being censored. So
Freedom of speech.
yes, I can call myself a slut. Damn
Let's
it.
get political. Yeah.
We just contradicted our whole
I know.
episode.
I feel like
talk
everyone
about
agrees on
politics.
freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just fucking
We're all sluts. We all want to
Yes.
show our nipples. There
Yeah,
shouldn't be
facts.
disagreements in that.
Censorship.
super facts. Super
Ban
facts.
want to see our
and
nipples or not,
censorship.
people?
Exactly.
Come on.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, Carrie, what's yours?
I am Carrie Corrupted across all platforms.
She's on OnlyFans. She's on Twitter. You're on
And
Instagram.
Yeah, Carrie is Carrie. My OnlyFans is free, just FYI, because I don't post anything on there that's you won't find anywhere else. So, feel free
But
to
you can
join.
peruse the free stuff. if you
Yeah.
want.
Feel free to join.
Literally, the
And
whole
then-
internet the next day is on Carrie's OnlyFans.
And then we have Miss Mocha over here with her professional content shoot.
I know.
That's only because Mr. Mocha insists that it
She
be
got two under
professional.
her belt now. Look at her. She's a hoe.
Was that an old one that was posted today?
No,
Oh, goddamn.
that was in Orlando.
I was like, no, that was in your basement
which one?
with Jay Nasty and
Oh yeah, that was old.
old. Okay,
Yeah, that
'Cause I
was
like,
when you were here. One of
What?
those times you were here.
No, that night I had to fuck everyone.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
the only one playing.
No, I was playing.
Y'all, no, you didn't. No, wait.
I did, but something was malfunctioning that night.
Yes.
So I tried.
I had 3 men I was trying to entertain, which
Yeah.
I mean I didn't.
Yeah.
It was fine. I didn't. It
But
wasn't
yes,
a bad
that
thing.
was the
You're also a professional. We know you got that.
Yeah, I
We-
did. I handled the 3 of them.
yeah, but we did. That was an old video. I know what you're talking about now.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
did that just happen? I was
That
like,
happened right the weekend before you came
Okay.
because
Yeah, you had a mask on. And
he
stuff.
brought because I wasn't sure if I
Yeah,
was
and there
going to
was
show.
some dudes and stuff.
That
like,
was
who
when I
knows?
was still not showing my face,
Oh,
even
okay.
for a podcast, and we were just taking a stab at
Gotcha.
OnlyFans and stuff, and we weren't really like
Yeah. Yeah.
we weren't doing anything.
Well,
but-
now that you're a professional slut, what's your tags, baby?
all right. So just so everybody knows, I am changing everything to Poison Ginger, except obviously our O Faces Twitter. But my Twitter handle is Poison Ginger 691.
Yep.
Don't ask. I had to put a bunch of numbers behind it
Yeah.
because something else wasn't available. So Poison Ginger 691. My OnlyFans is at Mrs. Mocha's with an S. My mini vids is Scarlet Apple. But like I said, I will be changing all of it to Poison Ginger.
Poison.
Do you have to make a whole new account, or can you just change your name?
They can. So I think my tag will still be the same, but my actual name on there will change.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I was trying to make everything.
Oh, so like if you're in a video with me, it'll still be Miss Mocha S.
like you would like tag that, but it'll change it to like they'll
Oh, okay.
see Poison Ginger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, because when I put Tommy's in, I do a bearded gun, but then it comes up as like user da 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 da.
Yeah. I don't
Not
know what
his-
it's gonna say,
so.
but I'm changing it all right now just because it's easier to
Yeah.
have one name versus 75.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
yep. Well, thanks, Ashley, jumping in so
And
freaking
Blushing
much. And
Vixen.
Blushing Vixen, thank you. Thank you, Jay, for jumping in. And as usual,
You guys are awesome. We love y'all.
Carrie and Megan, for being here and being amazing.
Thanks
On
Mrs.
O Faces.
Mocha.
You have to say oh.
Oh, Mocha. Mocha.
And thanks to everyone else for listening. We appreciate you being here.
Yep.
Goodbye from all of us.
From the Dirty Girls.
Dirty Girls Corner.
Bye, guys.
Bye.